My definition of entrepreneurship is just somebody who is actively pursuing something they're passionate about and making money from it. It wasn't the money for me. Like, it never has been money for me. It's the fact that I can literally, if I can connect with somebody on my phone, there's gotta be a way. It felt weird for me at 20 years old, since I'm a 49-year-old man, a woman who's got a kid and a life, a home and a car note, for me to tell them, 20 years younger than them, hey, if you don't do your job, I gotta fire you. That to me, I couldn't handle that morally as a person. I just couldn't do it. The difference between that and trading is going to actively ask you to pay attention. It is going to ask you, are you going to deal with you? Because at a job, you don't have to deal with you. Paying attention to something is a muscle. It's a muscle. Think about training your attention like a muscle, like you go into the gym and working that muscle. Stretch it, relax it, stretch the muscle, and you can do that for any activity you got going on that requires your attention.
Motivation. Get on your job. If you hate, get on your job. You can look me in my eyes, see I'm ready for whatever. Anything don't kill me, make me better.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another episode of Likeable Figgas. You're now rocking with your boy Major Voila. And today, I got a very special guest that came and blessed me with his appearance on the show. It's somebody that, like I say, on Instagram, following the people that I know is giving the game that can help me. And if it can help me on my way up, I guarantee it can help someone else on their way up. But I'll introduce Aaron Evans. What's up, big dog?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. How about yourself?
Man, I'm blessed to be alive. I'm blessed to get air in my lungs, man. I can't complain too much.
Straight up, man. I just want to get into basically the ins and outs of your mental, how you see and feel about entrepreneurship, and just give the people a little bit about what you got going on. So take a second to tell the people exactly what you got going on for his entrepreneurship.
Absolutely. So I have decided, well, what I do currently is I am a part of network marketing. On the same side of I do trade as well and investing. My particular organization and my particular company right now that I recently just dropped is called Certified Traders Network, with the slogan, making the complicated simple. And our entire vision and goal is to educate the masses on the simplicities of life to get them from ground zero to step forward. My entire focus and vision is not all about getting you to 100 or getting you to your first million. That's not my job. There's plenty of influencers and plenty of people around the world that can get you to $1 million. My job, can I get you from $1 to $2, $2 to $4, and then help you build the discipline and the structure to get you to maybe your first 1,000, 10,000. And once you there's going to be thousands of courses and educators and influencers that can get you from 10 to $1 million. But my entire focus is, can I take you from nothing, mold you, love you, care for you, and educate you to a point where you can stand in your own 2 feet, and then you can go explore the world yourself. So that's the entire business. That's my entire business, man.
Straight up. See, that's what I like, because that's the pitch from most people. Oh, I'm going to take you to 6 figures. Before a person that's at zero, before they can mentally even handle what 6 figures has to offer, like mentally, because money is energy, it comes with a mindset that you need to have to even believe that you can even get that amount of money.
Right.
But I like what you said when you said, no, I want to make sure that you can get used to making $1 on your own, or $2, then $1,000. Like, get used to producing something on your own so you can have the mindset of, I can produce a 6 figures by myself without going to a job.
Exactly.
So if you had to define entrepreneurship, how would you define it?
Okay. My definition of entrepreneurship is just somebody who is actively pursuing something they're passionate about and making money from it.
Okay.
Straight up. Let's not overcomplicate it. Like the dude who's out, like even TikTok. Like I follow a TikTok page of a dude who power washes sidewalks. He's an
Yeah.
entrepreneur.
Yeah.
That's what he does. That's his passion, to clean sidewalks.
Exactly.
So I think it's simple as that.
Exactly. So, if you've been in trading, do you do like, I would say, like penny stocks, like for its options and puts, like trading
Right.
in that way?
I'm more on the Forex side.
Okay.
I'm more on the day trading, intraday trading, swing trading kind of person.
Mhm.
Me personally, I am not literate enough in the stock option world, so I decide not to dabble in that because that is not who I am. I like to see things develop. I like things to see things grow. So I've like Forex because it allows me to get a holistic perspective on the world and how money moves that way. So that's why I did Forex.
That basically how my next question is going. Basically, I want to ask you, like, what inspired you to go that route?
The best way I can explain why Forex was a thing for me, it wasn't the money for me. Like, it never has been money for me. It's the fact that I can literally, if I can connect with somebody on my phone, there's got to be a way to make money on it. There's got to be a way. And so my inspiration where to really I got deep into it, it didn't really dig into my heart until I started going out of my home.
Yeah.
Being raised in a household with both my mom and my dad, growing up in a predominantly white neighborhood, I was very blessed, and so many people called me privileged. And I can say I was pretty privileged. I got good grades, I did the stuff consistently, as my cat over here wants to knock down stuff. But anyway,
I got a puppet myself.
But what it did was it gave people a sense of hope that there is a way to get out of something, and I don't have to feel trapped. And Forex, even though the amount of stigma that's behind it, where it's a scam and you get the Instagram people DMing you, hey, I can make $10,000 in Bitcoin if you give me that kind of stuff. When I really tapped into the skill, what it did for me was just understand that, man, I can connect to every one of y'all.
Right.
I don't have to know you. And that's really what Forex, why I liked it so much. It just gave me a chance to connect with people in a new way. So yeah.
Yeah, because Forex is something that I'm not too savvy on it myself. I mean, I listen to your content and everything like that, but for as me dabbling in it, I never dabble in because I'm sad to say I don't understand it on the level to do it. But since you started doing this, have you ever been in the workforce? Have you ever had actually have a 9 to 5?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was funny. While I first learned about Forex, I was actually an intern at an Amazon warehouse.
Okay.
And I worked from 5 p.m. to 5 a.m.
Oh,
so
night shift. When I worked, that's what I worked too. Night shift. I loved it though.
The problem with the factory, but here's my issue with the factory at the time, and that's why I actually, really started dabbling into the skill. It felt weird for me at 20 years old to tell a 49-year-old man or woman who's got a kid and a life, a home, and a car note, for me to tell them 20 years younger than them, hey, if you don't do your job, I gotta fire you. That to me, I couldn't handle that morally as a person. I just couldn't do it. Yeah, I was making money. I had the 9 to 5 job, and I don't knock it, but that for me, it just wasn't morally right.
Because I was gonna ask you, since you been in the work environment to trading Forex, how would you say your priorities change? Are they similar or are they different?
Okay. They are similar and both different. I'll say similar when you're in a management position, because now you have to care about your peoples. Let me be clear. You're supposed to care for your because if they're not adequately or effectively doing their roles the way that the paperwork says they're supposed to be doing it, you also don't get paid as a manager. Right. So that also comes with running a team and being a person of influence within the Forex space. You need to make sure that the people that you have that are entrusting you to take them to a place, you need to make sure that, one, you're operating at the highest level that you can to be able to give to them. So there's where the similarities are. Being a piece of management and running a team Also in the foreign exchange world and what network marketing is, you also got to run a team. There's a level of care and actually having to talk to people. That's where, network marketing and trading in my business aligns with 9 to 5. Now, here's the difference. Here's my difference. Okay. Being in a 9 to 5, you have the opportunity to stay to your own place, to be by yourself.
Yeah.
And do the bare minimum to get paid. If you are able to execute your job at a 9 to 5 to the basic standards, you will get paid. And so, and going above and beyond, yes, there's opportunities and jobs that give bonuses for doing the above and beyond, but there's people who know that I can just do the bare minimum and go home.
Yeah.
So the difference between that and trading is going to actively ask you to pay attention. It is going to ask you, are you going to deal with you? Because at a job, you don't have to deal with you. You got to deal with the customer. You got to deal with your manager. You can put blame towards something else. But in trading, it's going to ask you, can you handle you? Because when you blow your account, it's you in the room by yourself. Your mom's not there. Your dad's not there. Maybe your significant other is not going to know. It's you versus the market. It's you versus these trades. It's you versus you. So trading is going to ask for your highest version of self, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, to be able to execute this market that has no emotions. You got emotions, the market doesn't. How are you going to deal with that discrepancy, unlike a 9 to 5?
Exactly. I say the same exact thing. Like, long as you hit the clock, if you got some jobs that you just can skate through, like I worked at a shipyard. It's so big and it's so many people there, till a person can come in, clock in, and basically hide for the whole shift and still get paid like they've been working hard. But if a person decides to go entrepreneurship route, now you can work hard, but sometimes you might not get paid. It's not a guaranteed paycheck every Friday when you're an entrepreneur. When you're an entrepreneur, you got to put the work in before money presents itself. You have to learn something before you can monetize it.
Right. And and it's crazy. I want to add to your wisdom, because when you pretty much blatantly just said that being an entrepreneur, it is the comfortability in knowing that you're not going to get paid every day.
Yeah.
Can you be comfortable understanding that you're going to grow every day? You can guarantee you see some growth. It's going to be bad. You're going to get mad. You're going to get sad. There's growth. Guaranteed. If I can say one thing about entrepreneurship, there is guaranteed growth, good or bad. There is going to be an active result of your actions of entrepreneurship.
Exactly.
And there's a level of accountability you have to take being an entrepreneur, because if you don't do such things, nothing will happen. But if you do something will happen. Exactly. At your 9 to 5, you can dish out accountability. You can dish out your lack of effort towards something else. But when you trading and it's me and you, like if it's me and you and I'm educating you as one of my brand new family members, I have to take accountability for me delivering you education, me delivering you value to where you got to trust me. It's a transaction.
Exactly.
Person to person. And then I have to have a transaction when it's just me and I'm personally developing. I actually got my Think and Grow Rich book right here. When I'm reading this book and trying to grow my mind, I have to trust that I'm actually.
I got mine right here.
Exactly. And it's funny, we read a book and I'll be able to move forward from this. But when I read this book, are you reading the book or are you reading the book? You can just say that you read it just to say that you read it, to get accepted into the community and saying that, oh, I know of the book, but do you know the knowledge that's within the book?
You can basically use different books if you're an entrepreneur as if they were Bibles, to entrepreneurship and personal development, because you can be an entrepreneur. One thing about it, you cannot stay in the same mindset. You must develop your mindset, because if you don't, and you think you're going to come into entrepreneurship with a employee or a worker's mindset, it's not going to go good for you. And you're going to feel like anything you're doing, oh man, that's not working. And that's why you hear people all the time, and it grinds my gears when I hear a person just say they bought someone course or whatever, and then they say, "Oh, he scammed me. It didn't work for me." Oh no, I ain't make nothing from that. They assume that the person that they was paying the money to is just going to make it so easy for them, and they don't have to apply themselves.
Right.
Like, no, if you're going down that route of entrepreneur, like it's a must that you apply yourself, because every minute of the day you have to be accountable for it.
And it's funny. I want to add to that development, bro. You are just speaking you're speaking so much wisdom. You're really speaking to my higher self right now, and I'm loving this. Your crown chakra, bro, is singing right now, bro, and I love it. And
appreciate it.
So when it comes to this whole course talk, we have to understand that when we're buying a course, we're not buying a course. We're buying someone's intellectual property.
Exactly.
You have to understand that they put in time first and then congregated all of that information and compiled it in a way where you now can be able to attain to it in an easy, accessible way.
Easier way.
The course is not going to give you not saying actionable steps. That'll be wrong. It's not going to account for the intangibles. Yeah. It's going to give you the tangibles, the notes, the gems, the value, the jewels, whatever one people call them.
Yeah, the direction,
the community, the vibration. It'll give you the vibration and get you to start thinking. But when it comes to the intangibles of effort, of grit, of will, of prayer, of belief, of spirituality and manifestation, that's on you.
Yeah.
Once you have purchased someone's intellectual property, then it is your duty to then create a structure on top of the knowledge that you've gained and your experiences, because my environment and your environment, we live in two different cities.
Two different places.
But if we buy the same course and I'm successful and if I'm successful and you're not, then I can't technically blame the course.
Exactly.
I have to then take a level of responsibility of, okay, let me ask myself a couple questions. How well did I actually pay attention to the information that I just paid for? How well am I actually dedicating time to apply what's being given to me? Am I actually actively asking active questions and questions that are going to challenge my thinking? And number 4, do I have any walls that have been built inside me that's not allowing me to retrieve the information the way it's being delivered? The blockage. And so I think when you're talking about, I got to become this person, we got to dig in and go, okay, we got some blockage. We have some blockage here. This can be from trauma. This can be from our environments, what we talked about earlier. This can come from your circle. This can come from your friends. This can come from food. This can come from you not working out, your skin routine, your fit.
Exactly.
You got to break down you. Because then when you break down you, and I know that, and I know, man, I studied your stuff too, man. And the level of consistency and tenacity that you have produced in your side, I understood that, my man, he had to tear down some walls.
Exactly.
When he's operating in his gift of doing these interviews, doing entrepreneurship and trucking and Amazon, he's fluid. He's fluid with the value that he has. So I wanted to add to your wisdom, bro, but that's you.
Exactly. So since you've been doing Forex and now you basically understand it. Like, you understand it enough where I can show a person that don't know nothing. I can basically teach you the ins and outs of it to get a person flowing.
Absolutely.
So, but if you can go all the way back to the beginning and you know all those bumps and mistakes that you had along the way, like, what is something that you say that you would have done differently now that you know better now?
I do 2 ones. Sit down, shut up. No, for real. Like, shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up. You're not always right.
Yeah.
And it's okay to not to be right. Because that was my biggest lesson, because I thought that when I made my first 43 cents in the market, that I knew everything. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I hit the jackpot, but I still didn't know enough.
Yeah.
And I jumped the gun and walked and presented myself as someone that I knew it all when I really didn't. And that humbled me really, really hard, because I lost a version of myself where I was really being a student. So I would just say, sit down, shut up. That'll be the first thing. And then the second piece, bro, is slow down. What you rushing for?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm 20.
Want it overnight.
I'm 20. I was 20 years old when I first started trading back in 2018. And that's crazy. 4 years ago.
Yeah.
I was 20 years old playing Fortnite, cleaning up cars and detailing stuff, being in college. Slow down. And I think the world pushes speed so much sometimes, but we push the speed of excellence and not the speed of a process. And it's like we don't educate the process enough. And social media is not, and the thing is, like, that's what my problem was, because I went to school for journalism. I was heavily involved on social media when Instagram was just coming up. TikTok wasn't even around yet, but this is when Vine was popping.
Yeah.
Like, this was the era when 6 second videos, you had to create something in 6 seconds. And I think what happened in my mind, I said, you know what? Let me make money in 6 seconds. Let me learn the skill in 6 seconds. But then I'm 4 years later and I'm still learning. So what have I really gained by rushing all my learning? So sit down, shut up. Number 2 would be slow down.
Man, I would say the exact same thing, because I think it's society, man, swiping up Instagram, and like if a video don't catch your attention in a couple seconds, it's almost like your attention span, like you just going to the next thing, like boring, like, ooh. So that started to correlate into your study. When you see a book, I know some people, they see a thick book. They instantly turn their mind off to it, like, nah, it's gonna take too long. I ain't doing it. Because people have been trained, and I say that a lot about people. I think we was talking about it before we hit record. Like when you see a person, and then all of a sudden the algorithm send that person content your way, and they already successful. So in your mind, I didn't know this person yesterday, and now I'm seeing them today, and they successful. Oh, they done it overnight. So you get the illusion in your mind that I could be successful overnight too. Right. It don't work like that. That's why I'm trying to bridge the gap to show people that it is a ground level, and every person is starting from that ground level before they get to success. Some people favorite entrepreneur that you see out there, like, man, I aspire to be just like that person. That person too had to stay up long night, had to give up some of his weekend, multiple weekends, had to give up some fun, had to give up some time, spending time with his family. He had to sacrifice all these things before he or she get to a point of success.
And I actually want to give some people some tangible steps on the whole attention span thing. Okay. So here's what I do. I struggle with reading. I struggle with sitting still when I was a kid. But here's what I do as a 24-year-old coming up, helping with attention span. I make it simple. Okay. I see a thick book. I know it's scary. Can you successfully read one page every day? Can you just do that? One page. What happens is now paying attention to something is a muscle. It's a muscle. Think about training your attention like a muscle, like you going to the gym. Okay, make it an attention span gym. So what I did was 1 page a day, 30 days straight. Can I do it? Once I did it, for some reason, I felt more eager to read more pages naturally.
Yeah, because you want to know what happened next.
Because I have now mastered the basic level of my attention. So then, okay, let me get the 5 pages now. Then I noticed when I would lose focus was around 3.5 pages is when I lost focus.
Yeah.
So then I said, okay, I'm gonna read 3 pages now. Because now I've actively paid attention to where I'm losing my focus. Now I did 3 pages. Read even more, I went to 10. Oh, I lose attention right at 7. I'm gonna read 7 pages now. And working that muscle, stretch it, relax it, stretch the muscle. And you can do that for any activity you got going on that requires your attention. Work the muscle, find the point where you lose it, bring the muscle down, work it, and then test it again.
Yeah, you basically are training your attention span, because society and being on social media, believe it or not, is most definitely training your attention span to be shorter. So when you see something that might take days to do, even if you know that you need it, it's almost like a turnoff. Like it's like I just do without it. It's an easy way to do it. I'm gonna find the easy way. And there's no easy way. I can bear witness to that. There's no easy way. Every way is gonna take working at it. So with your company and your business, what would you say is unique about your business and the way you do it?
All right. You know, it's value driven, not flash driven.
Mm.
When you hear the word CTN, I want Certified Traders Network to go in your heart and go, yo, like they got me from ground zero. Like they got me right. They started me off right. And I want it to be a community based where people can come in and say, man, I'm lost, bro. What do I do? All right, bet we got you. And it's almost like this starting point and safe haven for those who are just don't know what to do, but they have been overwhelmed with the amount of flash and they want to do these big things, but they just feel like they're stuck, like an analysis paralysis kind of state. And I want CTN to be that home where people can just be like, yo, there's so much love in this room. I feel like everybody's my family. I feel like everybody's my homeboy, my homegirl. And then it's almost like we a nest. It's almost like this nest of like, hey, we got you. Let's give you the skills. Let's give you the blueprint. You ready to take off? Yeah, have fun. Come in, build, grow, take off. And just we do it again and again and again. So that's what the CTN is going to be very, very unique about. And we actually got a podcast that's just started off as well. To just very similar to it. It's literally the CTN podcast.
Right.
And we're recording the episodes right now. And it's literally going to be something similar like this. Like I would love to talk to a millionaire, but dude, I'm trying to talk to the thousandaire. Hey man, you tell me how that feels.
Exactly.
And give people once again this homie beacon of, okay, here's the tangible steps to get you from here to here. Hey man, you want to be a travel influencer? Great. Do you have a passport? Okay, come to CTN. We'll teach you how to get a passport. And then now you can go do that thing. Hey, you want to be a trader? Okay, bet. We'll give you the skills. Go trade. Hey, you want to do real estate? Okay, we'll teach you the tax forms and the paperwork and the LLCs and the stuff you need, and then go become a real estate influencer. Now go get your unit. So that's what CTN is going to be different about, and we're gonna work it out, man. It's gonna be beautiful.
So enough. If you ever need a guest on your podcast or you need anything, let me know.
Absolutely.
I'll be there, man. For real.
Absolutely.
All right. If you got that one person that's out there that's trying to basically either get in Forex or even start their own Forex company where they trading and teaching people how to trade, what type of advice would you give that person like starting out?
Ooh, all right. I need you to figure out what hurts you and what helps you. Your why. If you put why in an acronym, what helps you? What hurts you? What helps you will keep you going. What hurts you will always keep you driven. So what helps you? This could be your family, your friends. What hurts you could be a solution to a problem that you want to solve, and that keeps you up at night. Stay close to those who help you. Stay driven to the problem that's hurting you so you can keep going. Work those two together and you'll be good to go.
All right. With Forex, is it a big initial investment that you need to start off with, or how small of a number can you start off with when you start into Forex?
For those who are wanting to get into foreign exchange and stuff like that, my personal recommendation is if you want to just to test the market out and get a feel for what it does, $100 is very easy. I really do advise, please don't think that $100 is going to get you to that first K, that first 1,000. It's not the first time, but I always say that, you know, the beauty of Forex, if you're trying to go live, you can do 1,000, but there's beauties of having demo accounts that go up to, that start at 3K. So you get a feel for the movement, for the losses and the wins and how it feels, and get a chance of how the market's fluidity is. But when you go off live, start with 100, see how it goes, fill it out for yourself, analyze how you feel, have a notebook, write down your feelings, know how you are reacting. And so then once you understand who you are and you be able to control the fluctuations of your emotions while the market is also moving as well, then I would advise, you know, put in some bread aside from your 9-to-5 paycheck. Every 2 weeks, put a little 50 to the side, 50 to the side, 50 to the side, 50 to the side, and then fund up with that money you put away to the side. So you have a little bit more capital to work with so you can handle those losses and wins and then take off from there. You know, I think, you know, it's so funny about being in the six-figure mindset. Okay, I want 6 figures. I want 6 figures. So, okay, now it's almost like 6 figures has become go to college. Going to college, you're not a valuable human if you don't go to college. It's almost like you're not a valuable person if you don't make six figures in entrepreneurship. What now where a lot of us who are, and especially for my business, when I'm learning to scale, and this is actually one of the biggest things and lessons that people in my business and people that come up to me, I'm trying to learn to skill, always run into. It's like, man, Aaron, I'm seeing you making thousands of dollars. I'm seeing Aaron, you traveling. Aaron, I'm seeing you doing these presentations and doing these tours and these events, bro. I'm trying to get where you at. Man, do you understand, bro? I was just in my pajamas making 5 cents and $5 last night.
Yeah.
When I first got this right, and I was, and that 5 felt like 5 million. But what's happened again, and I say it like this, we're not celebrating people enough in entrepreneurship and in just whatever you do, that the moment that profit hits, there is an energy transfer that needs to be given there, and it's being missed. And so why? Because it's being missed, people don't experience that feeling that we want. They want the feeling of being six figures when it's time, but you got to understand that there's little mini energy transfers that have to happen from me. You'll make 5, you'll almost 10, you'll almost 20. So if you have a goal, and this, I love this. People are like, man, I have a goal of making $200 a day, $100 a day. All right, bet, cool. Answer this riddle. What'd you make yesterday? Oh, I made $5. Okay, but you want 200. Do you feel bad that you were short? That you was only making 5, and they're like, and it's like, well, I kind of feel a little bit bad. I'm like, you should celebrate that because that is progress in the step. Now there's something to learn from that. We miss out on those opportunities of celebrating those little wins along this whole journey. That $200 come in.
The energy that you get from those little wins, that was give you the motivation and the inspiration to gain a bigger win than what the little win was. You get energy from it because you're not going to have no one in your corner cheering you on to keep you motivated through the whole process.
Right.
So, and you started trading. How did you make your first investment?
How to do what again?
Like, how did you make your first investment? Like sizable investment into the market? Like, did you go all in at once, or did you gradually take your time and take gradual steps to get up to the large amounts?
Nah, man, I took my time.
Yeah.
Because when I first started trading, I was, like I said, I was cleaning cars, right? And cleaning out inside of my tires. So I was making money tips. So I wasn't making a lot of tips back then. So I did gradual investments. And so what I did is in my first journey, and I set goals that were attainable. I had a vision of like, I was going to make $1,000 a day at one point. But it took me 7 months to hit that. Not 7 months, but it took me almost 2 years to hit my first $1,000 a day. But what I did was, when I started off very little, I said, bro, okay, can I wake up profitable? That's the first step. Can I make more than I started? Can we start with that? I don't care what it is. I don't care what the amount is. It could be $1, it could be a cent, it could be 2 cents. It don't matter. By the end of this week, can my $50 investment go from $50 to $50 in 1 cent? Because then what I have now learned that I can now make a penny, and I now know that there is something systematically working in my mind that has created this result. Now, when it's the weekend, when the market's closed, I spent all day Saturday studying the system that got me that result, not the money, because the money is a byproduct of the system that is the result. So if you are not making money, that means you are systematically doing something incorrect. That means you need to look into the system. Don't look into yourself, because you might be doing the right things, but maybe the systems around you are not conducive to your results. I got so detailed, bro. It was crazy. When I started trading, I sat in the same chair in my house. In my mama's house, I sat in the same chair every single time it was time to trade. Every time I traded in my car, I lost. Every single time I traded at Starbucks, I lost. Every single time I traded at my mom's house, or my friend's house, I lost. But at the moment I sat, and I remember this chair specifically, every time I sat in that Denver Nuggets rocking chair in my bedroom in the southeast corner of my room with my ring light on the opposite side of the room, for some reason I made money. So every single time I traded, I needed to sit in that chair. I wore a certain hoodie with a certain pair of sweats that I never washed. It was weird. I had to sit in that particular position at that particular time, because God was telling me that this time you'll be successful and any other time you're not. And that allowed me to be successful. That literally was the reason why I made some money. So even now in my new apartment, every time I do trainings, every time I do calls, I sit in the same chair every time. If I go on the couch, not in the space. I'm not in the mental,
Energy.
spiritual aura. Nope. I have to sit in this chair to make sure that I'm successful. So maybe it's not you. It's maybe the systems that you got running around you are not helping you hone in on your skill. And so when you're losing focus, you lose your environment. Make those minute mistakes. You're like, man, you knew you wasn't supposed to put that much down on that trade.
Yeah.
Well, it's because you got distracted or something was around you.
Man, hey, you going at it because you said it in the beginning. Your environment plays a factor, man. It's almost to the people, the people that you keep around. The energy can go, it can bring you down. It can make the simplest thing that you got to do. It can make it the hardest task. All off the energy that you in. Like if you're in a negative mindset and you going at it like, I know I'm not gonna make nothing. I know this ain't gonna work. 9 times out of 10, you creating the results that you get if that's the way you thinking about it.
Right.
If you thinking about it that way, hey, give yourself a clap on the back to know that you created your result. If you think in a certain way, that's the type of results you get. It's simple as that, but it takes being able to maintain that thought process without thinking about it. Like staying in that energy of having results and producing,
right?
Being able to stay there and focus without consciously like thinking about it. If you consciously thinking about it, it's not manifesting.
Right.
Like because you consciously thinking about it, you're not telling yourself to breathe, but your body is naturally breathing because it happens so regularly because you're not thinking about it. So in your business of trading, do you have any employees, anything like that?
It's more of community based. It's more service based. So no, there's not really employees. I wouldn't say that. It's a family. And it's like I said, it's very fluid. And the thing about it is you don't have to be in it. It's a community that you can choose to be a part of it. Everybody pays their dues to be a part of it. But if you feel like it's not the community for you, then I'm not gonna hold you. And the thing about the business is so crucial about is that I'm teaching you a skill. So meaning that the profit that you gain from this skill is always going to vary. I'm going to be able to make my money to survive. You'll make your money to survive. I had a buddy of mine who joined the community. He said he was looking for a mentor, mentored him. He did well. He made 6 figures and then dipped off. Did I ever hold a grudge? No, but we still talk to this day because he understood that I was there when he didn't have none. He made his first 6 figures and he did it.
Thanks.
In a day, he made 6 figures trading in one day. Like he showed me my screen. He called me, FaceTime me. He was like, bro, I just made 6 figures.
Yeah. When you had a student that had those type of results and he came back to it, and you know you the person that taught this person from zero. He had zero knowledge about it, and you taught that person, and that person ended up making 6 figures. How did that make you feel?
Me transparently, I felt like a proud father. but transparently, man, it actually put me in a state of shock. Because the reason why I say state of shock was this. When you see, it's the fact that I transferred belief into this individual and they saw it work. And that spiritually felt good. Physically, when I was with them, bro, I'm screaming and yelling and jumping for them. But in my heart of hearts and my spirit, I said, yo, I really just blessed this individual with my presence and my knowledge, my intellectual property. He trusted me to take that property and go implicate it. And now because he's applied it, he did his thing, came back, showed me results. And then what it did, it told me, I was like, man, look, if I could do 1, I could do 1,000,000. I can teach you. So who's next? And that's
so now you know you got it proven that your systems and your course and your knowledge, it works.
Right.
It works.
Right.
So now when you have that person saying that it just don't work for me, like it just ain't meant for me. Now you know it's something that's within that person that they got to address. They got to address that block. All right, this the part of the interview I like to just basically just get your thoughts,
Okay.
like on how you see things.
Yeah,
You
that's a
know,
perspective.
like for success.
Okay.
If you had to define success, some people define success as a lot of money, but that's not success for everyone. If you had to define success, how would you define it?
Dude, it's so funny. I was thinking about this in the shower. That's so long, but like, all right. Truth be told, success is the spiritual acceptance that you did something well.
Mm.
Success is the spiritual acceptance that you did something well. So here's why I came to this definition. So there's a difference between success and achievement. Achievement is the physical representation of doing something well. These are your awards. This is your money. This is your car. This is your house. This is the recognition. That's achievement. You've achieved many things. Successful is the spiritual acceptance that you did something well. Example, why are so many rich people single? But they got all the achievements in the world. All of them, all the accolades. They got the star in Hollywood. They got the Emmys. They got the Grammys. They got the awards. They got the money, but they still sad.
Yeah.
They don't feel successful. The achievements is the external reach of that success. Success is spiritual. Why is it that a man who's making only $40,000 a year feels successful? Well, because his household is in order. He's taking care of his woman and he takes care of his kids. He's successful.
Yeah.
But because in his heart, in his spirit, he's okay. I try to teach my students, I try to teach the community to know that you're successful is when you spiritually accept that you did something well.
Thanks. I love that, man. If I might say.
Right.
All right, the FOREX market, and I would say the industry of Forex is a huge industry. And there's a bunch of big dogs out there. Yeah. If you can find one person that's out there that you say that you admire and you be like, man, I like the way that he trade, or I like the way that he break this down, who would that one person be for you? Man. And why?
Okay, cool. There's so many people. But right now, I'm very, very spiritually aligned with an individual named Dr. Raphael Spiller. And the reason why I like Dr. Raphael Spiller and what he does, he actually inspired me to create this community in the first place, because what I like about him, he's fully authentically him, but he also understands I can go from this kind of talk, we can get into, all right, guys, so we're going to look at this, we're going to look at this, we're going to put these proposals down, we're going to put these balance sheets, to, hey, man, we're going to get this bread, we're going to get this money, we're going to put this here and here. The ability to switch and connect to a traverse amount of communities. That's what I want to do. Exactly. I want to be able to go in any neighborhood, any block, any street, any house, any home, any city, and go, we speak the same language. Because it ain't because it is.
Yeah, it's not because it is. Exactly.
Not at all. But it's the fact that, hey, man, you need help. I got a skill. Let's work. And that, and Dr. Raphael Spiller, no matter what amount of money he has, he spends the time understanding that, hey, man, well, all money aside, bro. Hey, man, we trying to all come up. You're trying to make this bread, or what's up? Like, if you don't want to, I'll go to the next dude. I got no beef with you. So that's why I look up to him a lot. So
the first mentor I ever got, he ended up passing earlier this year. It was a guy named Bob Proctor. That was the first mentorship that I ever paid for to get into.
Bob Proctor.
So I would say in 2016, 17, that was one of my goals. I wrote that down. I want to shake this guy's hand. I don't care. I'm going to find out where he's at in this world, and I got to meet this guy. I have to. So he had a conference. It was a conference in Houston. No, it was in Austin, Texas. He ended up having a conference out there. I ended up going to Austin, Texas and meeting him. And you know, like the weekend that they host, it's huge. Like, it's some heavy hitters in this room. And I was really just starting out. I was just starting out, and I was just making some money for his FBA. So I kind of felt intimidated in this room because the caliber of person that was in this room when I was looking, I'm like, man, there go ET
Right.
Like, and everyone is sitting in these chairs looking at Bob Proctor. So I can't, but I had to brace myself and tell myself, like, hey, nah, you here for a reason.
You deserve to be in this room.
Exactly. Like, you here for a reason too. I understand that you may be looking at that like they big dogs and big followings. True enough, they do. But it's a reason that you're sitting in the same room with them, getting the same information that they get. So if you take action and move along with that information, you can have the same results that they did because they ain't just starting out, they've been doing it. You know,
Right.
it was a humbling experience, I would say, just being in that room. So that's a person that I would say I look up in the mindset industry for is becoming a better person mentally and
Right.
overcoming your lower self. So with your whole journey, the whole journey of entrepreneurship journey, rather, like what would you say that you enjoyed the most about it?
Man, I'll tell you
Take
what.
your time, brother.
Look,
Take your time.
honestly, meeting people. I'm a social human. I like talking. I like meeting with people. But dog, making money with people in the same room. Okay, so look, I'll tell you this one experience. We was in an Airbnb in Miami, Florida. So my squad, I had an apartment in Florida not too long ago. And I had a whole squad. It was like 9 of us pulled up to the crib in Florida. We planning. We get a phone call from my mentor at the time to go to Miami. We drove to Miami in a caravan. We drove to Miami. House is packed, 30, 40 people in the room.
Yeah.
And I tell you, man, we was all trading together. And it was a Thursday night. So we knew Friday morning was the last day of the week we can trade. And we all traded a currency pair called yeah, like bro, the vibration was crazy. So
good and now like everyone on the same level.
We traded this currency pair called the NASDAQ Composite, which is NAS 100. My traders who don't know, but it's that we traded the NASDAQ Composite all together at one time in a time called opening bell. It happens at 8:30 Central Standard Time, Monday through Friday, every day. It's opening bell. We all sat there, put a trade in our phones, and when their trade hit a zone that we call take profit or the idea goal, when we're able to make money, the whole house went bonkers. It's only 9:30 in the morning. It was 9:30 in the morning, and we are all geeking, turning up, and we all made bread, bro. I'm not saying that we were supposed to smoke and drink at that point, but dude, it was the overall celebration.
Yeah.
40 people in the room. We was just all making money together, and it was like that night we all went out. Man, it gave me goosebumps, and it's
I'm just thinking about it now because just thinking about the camaraderie that was in that one place, you know, the vibrations was high in there. So, man, everything was flowing. Positivity was just flowing, and I know it was.
Exactly, and I just want to create that more and more and more. I think people deserve that. Not even that the accolades of the making the money, but the vibration of when everybody's on the same page and you know everybody's on the same page. The level of vibration, I think everybody deserves that high level vibration. And once you taste it, you don't want to go back. You want to keep it going. You want to go, how can I continue feeling that level of vibration when I go home back to my hometown?
Yeah, and so like if you read the book, the chapter in here, mastermind. Like that's what it was. You created a mastermind. That's why they even say it in the Bible. When 2 or more come together and agree on the same task, that's when the magic happens.
Right.
Like being in that energy, like you say, man, you like, bro, I wish I can put this in a bottle and take it home with me. And then when I'm feeling down and I'm feeling like it just ain't working for me on that day, and take a drink of it. Yeah. It's powerful, man. Very powerful. So if you had a person out there that's trying to get inside FOREX and basically tiptoeing or keep saying they're gonna do it but keep putting it off, what inspiring words would you give that person to like, man, get started?
You never know until you don't try. Oh man, like an inspiring, it's hard. It's hard to give you like an inspirational word, like, yeah, you should do this thing because different for everybody, and it's served different multi-purposes. It's a multi-purposed industry, so it can do different things. It's multifunctional. So to get just started, I would just say, you never know until you try, but also, I would just say allow Forex to be a vehicle for what you truly want. Let Forex become a financial vehicle to fund the way you want to live. You may not be, your goal is not to be a Forex trader, and I get that. Dude, if you can just get some dollars out this market and then go put it in that real estate thing you're trying to do, or put it in that clothing brand, so you don't got to use your 9-to-5 job to pay for it.
Free up your time.
Yeah, I would say like just, man, allow the foreign exchange market to fund up your dreams. Your 9-to-5, let it cover your necessities, but just let Forex take care of the wants that you want to do. That'll be my inspired words, man. Let Forex become that vehicle that can just fund your dreams. It's funding mine, so why not fund yours?
Yeah, see, it's possible. If you're trying to start it, know that it's possible. I know it's a person that's going to watch this interview and probably say, "Wayne, what is Forex? What is Forex, and how do I get into it?" That's why I'm gonna drop all your contacts and your socials down in the description.
Yeah, and I'll do this as well. I think I've never done this before, and I want to do this, and I think it's time to do this. For those who have been skeptical about it, let's talk for free. I will give you 30 minutes to an hour of my time just to ask any and all questions 100% free. I ain't gonna charge you. I ain't gonna beg you. If you want to do it for free, please, I'll give you 30 minutes to an hour, and you can just wail on me. You can rant to me if you want to. Talk about all the BS that you heard about. Exactly. It don't matter. And I'll just give you the game. Absolutely free, completely free, no strings attached. Hold my end of the stick, man. If like for people who are hearing this and you got my number, hold me accountable. I will give it to you for free. And then at that point, I'll allow you to decide if you want to pay the rest from there. So I want to do that for the people who have been skeptical about it and have been a little bit on the edge. I'll just give you the game for free. Let's do it.
Exactly. See? You blessed. That's a blessing now. That's what you call a blessing. So, but within this interview, and we talked about a lot of different things, but I want to ask you this. I asked all my guests this. Is there something that you would like me to ask you, but I didn't ask?
Oh, a good question is, how do you deal with the dark times?
Okay. So, how do you deal with the dark times?
Okay, so how do I deal with the dark times? For those who don't know, when I was in this business and in this industry and in this field, I did go through depression. I did go through suicide 3 times. I did attempt 3 times. And you know, it almost brings tears to my eyes thinking about it, because I can remember vividly what was happening.
Sorry to hear that too, bro.
No, you good. No, you good. Like I've gained clarity. But the thing about what was clear to me in my darkest times was not the people around me, not the circle, not the money, not the skill. When I got out of that state and I was understanding, like, man, what am I here for? What's my purpose? To get through the darkest times, bro, you got to look the closest in. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Sometimes when things are dark, you ever been in a dark room and you don't know where the light switch is at? You don't instantly start reaching. You don't start instantly reaching out your hands because you don't know what's in the room. You don't know what's going to stab you. You don't know what's going to hurt your hand.
Yeah, or bump into something.
Bump into something. Sometimes you just stand still. Let your eyes adjust. Don't your eyes adjust? Your vision needs to adjust. When you're in a dark space and you're in your darkest times and you don't know what's going on, give yourself time for your vision, your goals, your why to adjust. So then when you make that step into the dark towards the light that you can't quite see yet, things become a little bit more clear and you're now moving more certainty. So that's how my advice for anybody who's in a dark time: allow your vision, give yourself time for your vision to clarify itself before you go ahead and take that next step.
When you think it's hard and you get that emotion of, I want to quit. I don't want to do this no more. This ain't going to work for me. Tell yourself, agree with yourself, but tell yourself you're going to do it tomorrow. If you keep telling yourself that you're going to quit tomorrow, next thing you know, you're going to accomplish the goal that you set out to accomplish. And man, bro, I appreciate you for coming on here with me tonight, man. I promise you I do, like, wholeheartedly.
Got you. So my Instagram is The Real AE. That's my personal one. The business and the organization and the family, the communities, Instagram is Certified Traders Network. No spaces, no underscores. It's Certified Traders Network. We're the only ones there. My final parting words, man, is just please don't make life complicated. Master the simplicity of life and everything else will work itself out.
That was another episode of Likeable Figgas. I thank all y'all for tuning in and watching. If you have a chance, please like, share, and subscribe on the video. If you have a chance, go watch some of the other videos. And I guess I'll holler at y'all on the next one. Peace.